Hello, hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with your daily dose of World of Warships Legends shenanigans. How is it going? Sunday video that's not actually from a live stream replay, right? I don't know, I guess I've been doing terrible on live stream and haven't had enough games to re-showcase. I don't know, but anyway. We did have a decent game with Brandenburg, and so I did some playing with it on my own, you know. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we go into this one, right? We got a lot of battleships, 3 destroyers, no cruisers on the enemy team. Just kind of, man, you know, like, as a battleship, you typically like to see cruisers, but we don't really have the best crushing main guns anyway. And I think the way that we have this commander built out, it does better secondary damage against battleships anyway, because it's like a somewhat recent blue archive commander that I picked up, right? So we'll see how it goes, right? So and then I think I do have, I can't remember if I have the Haruna, right? The Arpeggio commander, right? So you could buy her. Today would be the last day to get it if you're watching this video, right? Like the Arpeggio commanders are going away. I think that there is going to be Azure Lane, a new wave of all new Azure Lane commanders, right, for this next update. So I'm sure those will be exciting to explore and go through and see which picks of mine we will actually pick up, right? And then, yeah. But anyway, so as always, German battleship kind of being a little bit aggressive and trying to move up and cover some zones. We'll move out here since just because I saw some of these battleships coming out this direction. And then we'll try and turn away as we get spotted here so that we aren't perfectly broadside angled to all these 3 battleships on this team over here, right? So we know there is at least one enemy destroyer in A and one enemy destroyer in B. And then I couldn't remember if it looked like C cap was, whether it was contested or not. It does look like we are getting capture on it, right? So we may be safe on this side when it comes to destroyers. You know, which is like, it's always, there was a destroyer spotted by our planes up north of the cap. Okay, so, and here's probably torpedoes from them, right? So it's always nice to be like, okay, cool, I don't have destroyers on my side, but this is a very heavy battleship game, and so we've got 2 allied battleships over on the A flank, so we'll have to see how that goes, right? Because we know there's at least one destroyer in that direction, so I'm a little nervous for that. Ostergotland's getting picked up here. I did mark him with the prioritized secondary battery, right? So typically I'll do that if if it's a destroyer, right? And there's other things in the area, because I kind of want secondaries to go after the destroyer first, right? So, but ultimately, it's usually not a big deal, but that's just kind of my thought process there. Someone dropped a smoke screen for us here, so we will abuse that a little bit and try and get turned back around so we can get these other ships within secondary range. Yeah, I do think I have Haruna on here because I think my range is a little bit longer than 11 or so with this build. So Brandenburg's got pretty wicked long range secondaries. So we'll push up on this Founder that is pushing up as well. Between him and all 3 of our destroyers over here on the C cap, one of them going down just now, we should be able to take him out. They are just, hanging out in their smoke screen, so that's fine, right? You do you. Torps from the airplanes will use a damage count on the Flood. Kansas is kiting away. We'll let him go for the time being. We'll focus on this Lafoudra. And then the destroyer the Ostergotland that got spotted way up over C, right? I'm kind of hoping that my own teammate destroyers can help with him, right? Between them, the battleship, and our carrier being over there, right? Somebody should be able to do something, right? So I'm just I'm noticing on the mini map that we did lose our other battleship over on the A flank. So we've got one survivor over there. So I'm just kind of trying to counter rotate here and go back and support, where support is needed, so to speak. And then this Ostergotland, right, the trick to dodging torpedoes is to start dodging before you see them, so we're going to just assume that he sent torpedoes this direction and slow down and turn in. And then, yeah, pushing up on him is going to be valuable as well. We take a pretty nasty hit from that Kansas. So we'll try and get closer and see if we can't get out of line of fire of that Kansas here while we push up on this Ostergotland. We triggered the secondary battery booster there just to try and get a little bit more accuracy and reload while we're shooting him. We'll use main guns. Secondaries finish him off. There we go. Game is only about a third of the way over, right? We still got 9 minutes left here. 3 ships down on their team, 2 ships down on ours. So, like, ship count, like, looks fine, right? Like, we look even, yeah, we're even now, right? But they've had these 2 zones for much longer than we've had our 1 zone. So we've got some making up to do in that area. And then we're only spotted by the planes right now because of the smoke screen from our destroyer. You know, you can kind of tell that, like, these 2 destroyers that remain on our team are kind of the, their play style seems to be pop smoke screen and sit in it. So, yeah, Black is requesting help from us. Yeah, okay. I'm the one that needs help, man. Spot something, dude. Spot something. But we'll work on this cap, and then we'll push up around the corner here and see if we can't get something. I'm always kind of like with the mentality of, like, you know, if you're not in position to shoot your guns or shoot something, right, like guns, torpedoes, whatever you got, right, if you're not in position to do some damage, then you're kind of a wasted ship. But, like, at least in this example, we are at least getting the zone capture. And we are trying to reposition as well, right? So I don't want to go too hard. I don't want to have 2 ships that can shoot at me all at the same time here. We'll see what damage we can do against this Kansas. Does get us spotted there when we fire. I'm thinking the enemy aircraft carrier is picking us up, so he has been moving up. So we may have an opportunity there. I'm just a little nervous about who this Kansas is looking at, right? If he decides to point towards us, we could take another nasty salvo from him. He does get within range of secondary, so we're going to trip the secondary booster and start turning towards their carrier. And then, yeah, like I said, I'm like trying to look and see how far left I can turn because it looked like his guns were going to come this way, but our main batteries do finish him off. And then we're going to end up probably running aground here, which is fine. I'll take that over a nasty salvo from the Kansas any day. And it's potentially, you know, keeping us in range of this Enterprise here, and we'll have all 4 main turrets able to get a salvo off at him. We'll see what that does for us here. So. You're always like, all right, it's a well-angled ship, right? We should get some hefty damage, and no, not so much. But secondaries are going to town, so that's doing work for us. We will prioritize him. See if we can't get a little bit better of a main battery salvo on him this time. And about the same. Somebody else hit him good. And we do pop high caliber there. We are finally up in the damage arena here, or 123,000 damage for the game. And then, yeah, we're definitely in position where we can kind of be a little bit more aggressive here at this point. I'm going to just kind of, this Gneisenau looked like he was moving around, and then our other, you know, I'm looking at the mini-map, right? So instead of pushing out into enemy territory, right, the enemy is kind of pushed into ours, so I'm going to go where they are. And then, yeah, you can see our destroyer friends are hanging out in the backfield there, not spotting ships again. Which is, like, fine. Like, it can be, like, and, you know, if I had lost this game or gotten my butt kicked, right, I might have a different attitude about it. But, like, in reality, I'm always, like, you know, you're always going to have some good players, you're always going to have some bad players, and you just have to learn how to deal with the bad players, right, and just let it happen. We'll take torp shots at the Gneisenau. I think he's got torpedoes as well, but it does look like he's looking back at the destroyer. But regardless, we'll turn in towards him just in case. We can get the port side torpedoes off towards the Shorenhurst here, and then kind of do triple duty here as this Yodachi gets spotted as well. So all 3 ships were able to shoot we can prioritize. I was going to try and prioritize that. There we go. Or Yodelehihu, right? Or however you say however you say the ship. We get the Gneisenau with the torpedo. That gives us the Confederate medal. Got 2 close quarters medals plus the high caliber here. Probably take a torpedo from the Scharnhorst. Nope, we can get around those. All right, a little bit of luck there. Always thankful for that. And the question is, do we ram the Scharnhorst? Is he going to let us? He might have torpedoes on the starboard side here, so if we don't finish him, this might be the end of us. But we are up to, that did put us at 180,000 damage here. And then there's the destroyer coming around the corner as well. That would have been great to have gotten like the ram on the Scharnhorst and then like just gotten like a lucky kill with the destroyer there and get like the double. That would have been what? The double strike, and then that would have given us a Kraken as well, right? Epic ending to that. But I chose death, I guess, right? We'll see how this game pans out. I can't imagine 3-on-1, 2 destroyers and a carrier versus 1 battleship, and then we've also are up on zones. I can't imagine we lose this one. I have seen crazy things happen, right? I think they finish him off fairly quickly, but here's where I will give you the BS of make sure you're subscribed to the channel, guys. I really do appreciate your follow. I'm still kind of a small channel, so yes, I do notice the single followers, the newcomers. And then yeah, I'm occasionally on live stream as well. Usually, you know, my live stream schedule, yeah, the destroyer got it. My live stream schedule is kind of random. I am Central Time US and usually in the evenings, unless I've got some freebie alone time on the weekend, right? So 183,000 damage for the Brandenburg in this game. That does put us at the top of the XP leaderboard here with 3,102. Almost got ourselves a Kraken. 500,000 in silver is the take-home pay for that one. And this is full-on secondary build with this ship, right? So secondary mod and then propulsion mod, concealment mod, and then secondary battery reload for slot 4. That's kind of your typical loadout, right? And then, oh, I do not have Haruna on here yet. So I think I've switched to Haruna for inspirations, right? But Franz von Hipper is the must, right? So if you're free to play and you're using regular commanders, Franz von Hipper would be your go-to for a for your inspiration, and then you could kind of pick and choose after that. I think there's one other commander that has like better reload speed, but I don't know if I would do that or not for secondaries, right? But this commander has this unique one, punishment time for cooldown of the enhanced secondary targeting. You get an extra charge as well. And then I typically choose properly meticulous there for the survivability of the secondaries, and then yeah, her legendary perk is a little bit more unique, or somewhat more unique. I don't think she's the only one that's got it, right? But yeah, anyway, if you don't have, you know, like, you know, I was using Azuline Bismarck before, and then now I'm using this person, right? I think previously I was using this guy, and it's not Zeus, that's a Commander Geist. Who is this? But anyway, this is the freebie commander, right? And then so I do almost the same build here, right? And then he's just got more AP for base trait. And then this is how I picked it out, right? And so, you know, I mean, you could do Porcupine's still a good choice here, but he's got this other perk that gives you just slightly better range than Porcupine, and then gives you more damage control parties. So I think I might be using this particular commander on the secondary battleship line for the for the Germans, because they have a limited number of damage cons. So that might be why I've got this loadout that way. So otherwise, maybe you would use Porcupine, right? But fight fire with fire is always a good choice. I typically and running with scissors is too for brawler builds, right, to be honest, but I typically lean towards will to rebuild, but you do you, right? So this is, oh yeah, when we go check and see, yeah, Otto Celiax, I always forget his name, right? So that would be probably your primary choice for if you were free to play, right? Because then you would use, you know, I know the Germans have Franz von Hipper, but then you would be able to use Franz von Hipper for an inspiration and still get his perk, right? So that's kind of the thought process there. But that's our Brandenburg game for the day. Like I said, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate that. We do Legends videos just about every single day. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And then, like I said, yeah, feel free to you know, if you're interested in live streams, we typically do, it's a little more relaxed and hang out, and you can see how terrible I really am in real life, right, at this game. And then, but yeah, if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the bell button so that you get notifications so that when I do go live, you can actually see it and get a warning for it, right? So, but yeah, thanks again. We'll see you guys tomorrow.